This week, Porsche officially announced the 718 Spyder RS, and with the arrival of this incredible machine comes some good news, some bad news, and some very bad news. First, let's look at the good news. The Spyder RS is an unexpected, if not contradictory, track weapon with a convertible roof, showing us that Porsche made this car not for a specific purpose, but simply because they could, and because they knew it would be a desirable and amazing machine. The Spyder RS in many ways is the drop-top counterpart to the impressive GT4 RS, but there are a few ways in which they differ. The Spyder RS uses the GT4 RS 4-liter mid-mounted 6-cylinder engine that revs to 9,000 RPM and produces 493 horsepower and 331 pound-feet of torque, giving the Spyder RS a 79 horsepower gain over the standard 718 Spyder. The Spyder RS also matches the GT4 RS claimed 3.2 second time from 0 to 60 miles per hour. Although it's probably faster than that, as the GT4 RS has been clocked at 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds during third-party testing. Oh, and real quick, if you're enjoying this video or just like learning about new Porsches, click here to subscribe. But without the Cayman's aerodynamically refined roof, the top speed of the Spyder RS is slightly less at 191 miles per hour. The suspension in the Spyder RS features Porsche active suspension management, sport calibration, a mechanical limited slip differential at the rear, and ball-jointed suspension mountings. But the spring and damper rates on the Spyder RS are more relaxed than the GT4 RS, giving the Spyder a more forgiving ride, but also slightly slower lap times. The two cars also share many aerodynamic components, but up front, the Spyder RS splitter has been reduced to account for the lack of the GT4 RS's enormous swan neck wing. And in place of that huge wing is a redesigned ducktail spoiler. And with the Cayman roof gone, the air intakes for the engine have been relocated to the top of the rear three-quarter panels, which in turn forced Porsche to develop a new roof. And while the new roof is somewhat visually awkward, it weighs just 40 pounds, which is 16 pounds less than that on the roof of the standard Spyder. But according to Top Gear, raising the manual roof is a bit of a chore, even with two people, as they demonstrate here.
So let's imagine it's just started raining, shouldn't be too difficult if you're British, and let's run a clock on this. How long does it take to put the top on a Spyder RS?
Now, if you're a fellow YouTuber or you just like making videos and you've ever wondered where I get all my great music from, I use a company called Epidemic Sound. They have an infinite amount of great music and sound effects that are all royalty-free. And best of all, I've got a link that will give you a free month trial of unlimited music and sound effects for your videos. And if you decide to use them after that, it's only $15 a month for unlimited royalty-free music and sound effects. You can get the free month trial by using the link in the description below. The Spyder RS will have a starting price of $162,350. And Porsche plans to publicly unveil the car in June, and then they'll be taking it to the Goodwood Festival of Speed the following month. For an additional $12,570, the Weissach package uses carbon fiber for the hood, side view mirror caps, upper and lower intakes, and also the gurney flap on top of the rear spoiler. A titanium exhaust and ceramic brakes are also part of the package. Magnesium wheels are also available, but they're not part of the Weissach package, and you'll have to pay an additional $15,640 for them. As exciting as the new Spyder RS is, there's some bad news about the car as well. For starters, if you think the base price of $162,000 is high, anyone who actually has the privilege of buying this car will be paying at least twice that once dealership fees, market adjustment fees, and any other fees that the dealers can think of are added in. Also, the Spyder RS will not have the option of a manual gearbox, but that doesn't really matter because this car is going to be so exclusive that the vast majority of them will end up in the hands of car flippers who will in turn sell them to other car flippers and so on. So for those of us who drive manuals and would love the opportunity to flog this machine on the track, will most likely never get the chance. And now for the really bad news. The Spyder RS is the swan song of the 718 platform and signifies the death of the mid-engine Porsche. For the 911 faithful, this will make little difference, but the other half of Porsche's fan base will be experiencing a loss that won't be fully realized until Porsche officially announces that they are ending production of the internal combustion Cayman and Boxster, which will be an extremely sad day. Driving a Cayman or a Boxster brings with it a fair amount of judgment from other car enthusiasts, mostly that the owner does not have the money or the refinement to drive a 911. But what those people will never know is that in some ways, the Cayman and Boxster are superior to the 911, especially when it comes to handling, which, one might argue, is the most important factor of a sports car.
The chassis is amazing, it's got loads of grip, you can turf it in at all sorts of angles, watch this.
Because the Cayman and Boxster were positioned as Porsche's entry-level cars, they were instantly stigmatized and rarely appreciated for what they really are: mid-engined Porsches. Those three words are what make the Carrera GT and 904 so desirable. But when you apply them to something a little more affordable, suddenly car enthusiasts lose interest. So as governments increase their calls for electric vehicles, and as Porsche continues transitioning itself to a more exclusive and more expensive brand, the mid-engine Cayman and Boxster will be sacrificed for the creation of an electric vehicle platform. And two of the most underappreciated sports cars ever made will sadly end their nearly 20-year run.
If you're a Porsche fan and want to keep up with the latest news, be sure to subscribe to this channel for the most comprehensive and up-to-date news on Porsche. And if you would like to support this channel and pick up some custom original Porsche merchandise for men, women, kids, pretty much anything, then check out my store, which is linked in the description below. Thanks for checking out this video, and for more original automotive content that you cannot find anywhere else, click here to subscribe. And if you're looking for great music for your videos, check out the Epidemic Sound link, which is also in the description below.